TC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
7:37 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Contest is on the way. I've got a UFC DVD prize pack to give away a little bit later on this morning. And also going to be joined after the 8 o'clock news today by four-time Olympian from the state of New Jersey, Joetta Clark-Diggs. She's, of course, a member of the New Jersey Hall of Fame as well. We'll talk about some special events that she has coming up. And always great to talk to her here on WCTC. Speaking of always great to talk to, let's get to the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline. Every Tuesday morning at this time, he joins us for a feature that we call What's It Worth? And he's checking in with us today all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. Having some fun and a little bit of, hope it's a mix of business and pleasure for Barry Blank, who is with us here from National Estate Jewelry Buyers. Barry, good early morning to you, my friend. How you doing?
Good morning. And this is probably the time you usually wake up to get to the station.
Just about. Now, are you coming off of Monday, or are you starting Tuesday as you join us here?
This is Tuesday morning.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for joining us from Vegas today, Barry, for your weekly feature here. People have always talked to you about where's the best place to store your valuables. Now, somebody showed me a pretty cool trick. If you go to the beach and maybe you have some jewelry or whatnot, they say put it inside a disposable diaper and just leave it on your beach blanket, because who's going to walk by and grab what they think is a dirty diaper? So you could leave your valuables in there. But talk about some other places. First of all, let's start with what are the worst places where people store their valuables in their home?
The worst places are the places women think are the best places, under their underwear, in a drawer.
That's the worst place?
Sock drawer. Worst place. That's the first place a thief goes.
Okay.
Yeah, first place. In your closet, in your anywhere in the master bedroom is. See, the thing is, the thieves don't care what they destroy. When the police show up in a house that's been ransacked, the drawers in the master bedroom are all dumped. The closets are ransacked. Everything is poured off the shelves. They know just where to go. And they say, well, I have an alarm system. And the thing is, an alarm system takes 5 to 15 minutes for the police or you or anybody to get back to the house.
Yeah,
so
it's not necessarily an instant response. You're right.
And make it 10 times worse, in the master bedroom, most people have a jewelry box. Don't you know, of course, that's the first place, the real first place they go.
That makes it real easy. That's like putting everything in one little convenient box, and the person can just in one trip walk out with everything.
Right, and some people say, well, I put it in a locked suitcase. Okay, so you pick up a locked suitcase and you either smash it on the ground or take it.
Right.
Or they have a safe in their house. Well,
That's...
if this safe isn't 700 pounds, which is what's called E-rated safe, they just pick up the safe and remove it. Then they say, well, I have it in the floor of a... It's in the floor of a closet. Okay, then they can remove the safe. Or worse than all of that is, and I hate to make people frightened, if they know you have a safe, then you got I hate to say it, a little helper by these thieves when they walk in and you're there, and they're trying to get into that safe with your assistance.
Oh yeah,
and, I don't need to scare anybody at that. So I don't propose home saves for anybody.
Yeah.
And you can't tell your children, oh, my mommy and daddy have a safe, and they come and tell the people at school. And it does happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. You don't want that either.
You know, I'm in the jewelry business. So in the jewelry business, I don't have a home safe, because all I have to do is have somebody follow me home.
Yeah, you're right. Excellent point. And that's got to be terrifying for somebody to be forced to open up a safe in front of a burglar. That's got to be horrific. But let's get to the best places, Barry. What do you recommend for storing valuables?
Well, I know my wife says, well, it's so inconvenient to have to go to a safe deposit box, but that's really the most secure place. You know, my dad, who was in the jewelry business, always said, try to pick a bank that has safe deposit box. It's independent. So, they can't go through another business to get to the safe deposit box. It is the most secure, and we rely upon the alarm system and the construction of the safe deposit box. I mean, on rare occasions, people do get into these things, but my feeling is safe deposit boxes are the best place.
Yeah, sounds like it for a number of reasons. Number one, it's in a bank, so it's kind of safe and secure there. And number two, there's a very limited number of people that have access to it. How does that normally work, Barry? The person that owns the box has a key, and someone, a bank personnel, has the other key. Is that how that works?
That's usually the way it works. I recommend very strongly that at least two people and an alternative, like say my wife and I and an alternative have access to the box. It's very, very important. Should something happen to you, your wife has, or your husband has access.
Sure.
If something happens to both of you, the state has access. So you really need a third party. And of course they have to go through a will and probate the will to get to it. But these are all things people got to consider. Now in my bank in Wells Fargo, we have to show a driver's license to get in.
That's fair. That you want to have some sort of layered security. That's a good idea.
For a while, there was no bank officer had to be present. You in some banks, and you can actually walk in and have one key access. And I think that's been done away.
Yeah. Do banks normally charge extra for the box, Barry? Do some banks give their good customers free deposit boxes?
I guess that sometimes does happen, but boxes are so inexpensive. They just start, I think, at $25 or $50 a year for their biggest box, going maybe $150 a year. If you think about $5 to $10 a month, it's really not a lot of money for peace of mind.
Yeah. It sounds like it's worth it to have all your big time valuables not even in the home. It sounds like it's really the way to go. You hear about these breaking and entering and robberies and whatnot, and it's a horrific experience. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But when you have your more prized valuables, things that you just absolutely can't replace, put those in that safe deposit box. Sounds like the way to go. Is that only available during typically the bank's regular business hours too, Barry? Is that one of the conditions?
Yeah. There are some rare banks like in Manhattan that have some. I think shop in the jewelry industry on 47th Street actually have 24-hour access.
That's pretty cool.
But I can't be quoted on that. I'm not but it's extended hours at least.
Gotcha. So this week, if you have a jewelry box filled with valuables, or maybe you got some things hidden around the house, take Barry up on his idea here about checking out a safe deposit box. That really sounds like the way to go. Do all banks offer these, Barry? All have their own sort of safe deposit box?
Most do, and believe it or not, there's a box called the 10 by 10, and that's the 10 by 10 inches high by 10 inches wide, and then it's like 18 or 24 inches deep, so it's a pretty big box. Believe it or not, those 10 by 10 boxes are sold out in most banks.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about what I've seen in movies. You know, they slide the box out and there's a table behind them and they open up the box and all the stuff is in there. It's kind of just like that, right? You get to go through your stuff and you do it right inside the vault, really.
Well, it's either in the vault or a room slightly outside the vault in a private room. And the bank officer doesn't want to see anything that's in your box. You're not even allowed to keep cash in your box. I don't know. Most people don't know that.
See, I didn't know that. You can't put cash in a deposit box. What about if it's like rare bills or like silver certificates? Even not even that.
I would say there. I don't know anything about the actual rules, but
wow.
Who knows? No, you're the only people that know what you're storing there. And one thing not to put in your safe deposit box is your will. If you do you should have a second copy outside your box. So,
that's
and
also
idea. Note with your attorney's name, who wrote it up, who has the copy of the will, so that in the event that something happens to you, that the will can be gotten to. Because that will cannot be probated until they actually have the copy.
Man, okay. Well, all good things to keep in mind, but I like the idea of this safe deposit box, Barry, and hopefully people will heed your advice on that.
Yeah.
Even though you're in Vegas, are the free verbal appraisals continuing at the shop on today?
They are.
Awesome.
Eric Freewald and Bob Bars are in the store every day. And next week I'll be calling from, I think, Los Angeles on Tuesday morning.
Wow. Very cool. Look at you bouncing around the West Coast. I love it.
I would taking a week off driving up the Coast Highway with my wife and her two wonderful kids.
Enjoy that. That's one of these bucket list kind of road trips, right?
That is.
Good for you.
That is.
Barry, I appreciate your getting up or staying up so nice and late or nice and early with us today, and thank you for what's it worth. And we'll talk again next week from Los Angeles. I love it.
Take care.
Take care, Barry. Thank you. All right, Barry Blank, my guest. And